I remember the day so clearly. It was like standing in the ruins of everything I'd ever loved, everything I'd ever believed in. My family, my friends, everyone who'd ever said I was chasing a pipe dream, they gathered around. I just unveiled the first thriving quantum garden, the sprawling patch of land bursting with lush, vibrant crops, each plant a tiny miracle of quantum biology. But what I saw in their eyes, it wasn't awe, disdain, suspicion, the kind that cuts you to the core and leaves you questioning whether you ever truly belonged anywhere. They looked at me as if I'd lost my mind, an embarrassment, a fool chasing shadows. Quantum gardening? That's pure pseudoscience, my brother sneered. You're wasting your life on fairy tales. You're just a failed physicist pretending to be something you're not. My mother shook her head, eyes filled with disappointment, as if I'd betrayed everything we stood for. And my father? He simply looked away, silent, like I'd already been judged and found wanting. I felt that cold weight settle in my chest, the sting of years of mockery, of being dismissed, of being told I'd never make it. They'd never believed in me. Not really. They'd only seen my obsession as foolishness, not as a spark of something real. But I knew better. I knew this was my truth, my purpose. So I turned away from their contempt, packed my bags, and left that day with nothing but determination burning in my bones. I had no choice but to leave. I poured myself into my work, into the uncharted fields of quantum biology and biophysics. I endured ridicule from peers, pseudoscience they called it, until my ideas began to prove themselves. Crops grown with quantum principles flourished where nothing else could survive. I battled sabotage, colleagues trying to discredit me, false data, even outright theft of my research. But I refused to back down. I was relentless. Every setback was a lesson, every failure a step closer to something truly revolutionary. Years passed, and with each challenge, I grew stronger. My work caught the attention of governments, NGOs, and global farmers desperate for solutions to a warming planet. My quantum gardens weren't just experiments. They were lifelines. They turned barren land into lush, sustainable ecosystems. They fed communities that had once been starving. I'd become the pioneer of a new frontier, quantum agriculture, and it changed everything. And then one day I returned home, not as the rejected dreamer they'd mocked, but as a woman who defied every doubt to forge her own destiny. The house looked smaller, quieter, but I could see the truth in its bones. Time hadn't just passed. It had tested us all. I parked my car in front of the familiar driveway, heart pounding with anticipation and unresolved anger. I stepped out, dressed in clothes that bore the marks of my journey, simple, confident, unyielding. As I approached the door, I saw them, my family waiting inside, faces layered with curiosity, suspicion, and a flicker of something else, something I couldn't quite read. I took a deep breath and pushed the door open. Inside, the house felt the same, yet different. My mother looked up from her chair, eyes widening as she recognized me. My father's jaw tightened, but his eyes betrayed a flicker of pride. My brother looked skeptical, but couldn't hide the faint tremor in his hand. "Mom," I said softly. "Dad, brother, this is what I've been working on all these years." I led them outside to my field, a sprawling quantum farm, lush and overflowing with life. The plants shimmered in the sunlight, their leaves buzzing with a strange quantum energy that I'd harnessed. It was alive, vibrant, proof of everything I'd fought for. They stared. Silence stretched long and heavy, and then, slowly, my mother's hand trembled as she touched a leaf, her eyes filling with tears. My father's expression softened, his defenses crumbling. My brother looked stunned, almost speechless. Then I spoke, my voice steady but charged with emotion. This is what your doubt almost made me give up on, but I refused. I refused to let your words drown my dreams. I built something real, something that can change our world. I did this because I believed, because I knew I was meant for more than your narrow minds could see. I saw it, those quiet moments of reckoning, the realization that their words had shaped me but never defined me, that their mockery had fueled my fire instead of extinguishing it. And then, the moment I'll never forget, the moment that sealed everything. My brother stepped forward, eyes wide, voice trembling. "We were wrong," he said quietly. "You were right all along. We didn't see what you saw. We thought you were chasing illusions, but look at this. Look what you've created." My mother reached out, hugging me fiercely, a gesture of apology, of regret, of understanding. My father nodded, a rare softness in his gaze. In that moment, I realized something profound. The pain of their rejection, the years of doubt, they had been part of my journey, fueling my resilience. Their skepticism had sharpened my resolve, and now, standing amid the fruits of my labor, I saw that their past judgments no longer mattered. They were witnesses to my victory. I turned back to the land, to the thriving quantum crops, and felt a deep, cathartic peace. I had proved not just to them, but to myself, that no one's doubt could contain a soul committed to its purpose. This wasn't just about science or innovation. It was about faith in oneself, about resilience in the face of despair, about transforming betrayal into triumph. I had started with nothing but a wild idea, fueled by betrayal and rejection, and I had built something extraordinary. And as I looked into their eyes, finally understanding, finally seeing, I knew this was only the beginning. Because now I was free. Free from their chains of doubt, free to keep growing, to keep transforming the world. That's the real power of a dream. It's not about what others say or do. It's about what you believe, what you fight for, and what you refuse to let die. And that, my friends, is how you turn betrayal into the greatest victory of all.